All right. Shalom, Yasharala. I'm giving infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hirakah Kadash. Double honors to our apostles and our bishops, a great millstone. A salutation to my fellow laborers in the Mashiach Yahweh Shai, pushing his beloved doctrine across the four winds. Shalom. All right. I got this clip I'm going to play. This sit down is going to be centered around Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 15th verse. I'm going to go ahead and bring it out. We're going to jump straight into this one. So I'm going to start at the 14th verse. All right. And it reads, Revelation 13 and 14. All right. You know what? I start at 13 so we get more clarity. And he doeth great wonders so that he make fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And this time about the Edomite power structure, NATO, EU, and America. All right. All right. And all these powers together were once the Roman Empire, the great Roman Empire. All right. So that's what this scripture is talking about. All right. And we know that America caused fire to come down from heaven when he dropped that atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And what happened to the peoples of the earth? They awed and they wondered after America, after she did that. They was like, whoa, who can make power, who can make war with an entity like this? All right. The people looked at America like it was the greatest power on the earth because humanity had never seen a power like that ever. It wasn't even a power like that documented in the archives of history. Okay. Verse 14, and he deceived them to dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. All right. His technology. All right. His nuclear arsenal. Okay. All right. People are deceived by this American educational industrial complex. Okay. Which he had power to do inside of the beast and to do inside of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And that's wrong. America is the beast that has the wound by a sword that did live. America is a carbon copy of ancient Rome. All right. And that's that wound that was healed. Rome went down. First, you had the Western Front that went down. Then the Eastern Front, which Jake ruled the latter end of that Eastern Front. All right. And when they were taken down, the Roman Edomite power structure was taken down. But then it was revived in the 1400s through the Roman Catholic Church. All right. And it grew more with America because America's government infrastructure is medical industrial complex, its government industrial complex is all a carbon copy of ancient Rome. So that's how that ancient Rome was the beast that was healed. All right, that whole ancient Rome power structure was revitalized through NATO, EU, and America. Okay. And it said that it deceived. Let me read that again. And he deceived them to dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. All right, and see, and that's what America was bought out of his abyss for. When you go to Revelation, the 20th chapter, all right, the Lord bought the Edomites out of that abyss. All right, from the Dark Ages, because in the Dark Ages, the so-called white man was in hardcore slavery. Okay. And what did the Lord say? He let them out of this slavery to do? I'm going to go there right fast. He let them out of slavery to do one thing. All right. It goes hand in hand with the scripture. Let me get, bear with me. Man, what's going on with this? Shit, this file. Salakia for this. I'm having technical difficulties. It didn't trip like this at all. All right. All right. Now I'm going to Revelation, the 20th chapter. Salakia for that inconvenience. All right. Revelation 20 in chapter 20, verse 7. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan, you see, the red Hebrew Edomite is Satan. That word Satan means adverse. Their adversary of everything righteous shall be loosed out of his prison. All right. So you have to be taught this scripture. All right. This is talking about the Dark Ages is when the so-called white man was in prison. He was in those caves. All right. Caucasian mean cave dweller. All right. They are the real Neanderthals. Okay. And they were in hardcore slavery, and they were actually put away from men, civilized people. Okay. But they started coming out of those caves right the time what you know as the Renaissance period. All right. Well, the Ottoman Turks. Okay. That's when they started getting raised up into power, and shall go out to deceive the nations within the four quarters of the earth. Gog and Magog to gather them together to battle, to number is the sand of the sea. But you see, the Lord raised up the so-called white man in his final hour to do what? To deceive the nations, okay? So he deceives the nation through that beast system. All right, let me go back to Revelation 13. All right, that's why he's brought up in the last days to put a covering cast and darken the minds of the 2/3 and the heathen, all right? Because he can't deceive the elect. All right, so verse 15, this is the point I wanted to bring out. All right, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. All right, now this is what you got to understand. The dragon, which is the Roman Empire, is the one that gives power to the beast. Okay, and the beast is what? This Edomite, this Edomite spiderweb, this Edomite matrix that everyone lives in. All right, the educational industrial complex, the philosophies that people believe in, black culture, all of that is the image of the beast. All right, gender equality, gay marriage is lawful. All right, all these foul ass philosophies that America pushes out through the four corners of the earth. All right, that's that image of the beast. Okay, your mindset. When you've been drunken off the philosophies of the West, all right? Westernization is the image of the beast, okay? That the image of the beast should both speak and cause many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, all right? And the image of the beast, when it says those you should not worship the beast, all right, that goes into ultimately the image of the beast, this philosophies the government push out is going to compel you to get the mark of the beast. Okay, so what it says, and it causes many would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. All right, now that be killed can go two ways. All right, it can go being exiled from society where you can't take care of yourself, or it could be literally getting put in a concentration camp and getting killed. And that's what this video is going to prove, going to show. This video I'm about to play is going to show you how you can be killed by the how you can be killed by not worshiping the image of the beast. All right, and it don't necessarily mean you have to be killed or beheaded. All right, you could just be exiled for society and have nowhere to get your bread and water. Okay, and that's exactly what this video is about to give you a depiction of the image of the beast right here and how it works out, how it moves.
Here's the good news. The secret police are not coming with guns to take you away to a prison camp in a frozen wasteland.
All right. Now, the secret police are going to come take people away from with guns. They're going to come for the very elect to put us in concentration camps. And they're going to put people in concentration camps that don't want to submit to the image of the beast. They don't want to go get the mark of the beast. All right. And they're just done with westernization. Okay. All right, so he's giving his thought. He's speaking as a man according to his thought process, but according to the scriptures, they are going to put people in concentration camps. All right.
For speaking out against the government. They did that in communist countries in the 20th century. It's not going to happen here in America or in Western Europe.
And it is going to happen in America, because the reason we know it's going to happen in America, alligator Alcatraz is a cut to what he just said. All right. And you have in every region, you have concentration camps already built, ready to go. Okay.
Here's the bad news. The secret police aren't coming for you because they don't have to. There are ways to shut you up and keep you quiet that don't involve physical force.
All right, and that's accurate. He on point. He on point about that. So you got to take the meat off the bones when you get all this information from these whistleblowers, all right? Psalm 64:8 say that their tongues will fall upon each other. They'll expose each other. And he's right. This devil don't have to kill you. He can just cut you off from society because society is gonna be a technocracy, all right? So for you to be able to live and get your bread and water, your food, water, and raiment, all right, you got to be uploaded and downloaded into this system. All right. So if you don't have that digital certificate where you can get uploaded to the system, all right, and you have no part in the system, how are you going to get your water? You're not even going to be able to go in a corner store because the corner store is gonna be ought to have automated doors where it's going to read your digital certificate for the doors to open. So if you don't have that digital certificate, you can't even go in the corner store to go fucking steal. Because you got crash dummies that'll just go in the store to steal. They're like, we're not a part of society, but they'll just go in there and smash and grab. But you won't even be able to get in there without the chip because the chip has to be read by the computers to even open the fucking doors, man.
The powers that be, and that now includes major corporations, the educational establishment, the media, and the government, can just kick you off the internet, put you on a no-fly list, and bar you from using the banking system.
All right, and the banking system is going to be digital, and the only way you can use the basic banking system, when you go to the next verse in Revelation 13 and 16, you got to have that digital certificate, that mark of the beast, that radio frequency identification chip in your forehead and in your hand, man. Okay? So you won't be able to do nothing as it pertains to survive in this life. Okay? And they don't have to kill you. They don't have to kill you. Okay? That's why they're making 15-minute cities. In these cities, a person that doesn't have that charagma, that chip, is no way that they can live. And when the cameras do facial recognition and see that you don't have that chip, all right, you're gonna get outlawed. They're gonna kick you out of that 15-minute city, all right, because you're gonna be deemed a domestic terrorist because you're not abiding by the laws of the land. You see, and that's how Christians are gonna be. That's how Christians are gonna get the mark of the beast because they've been taught that wicked ass lie about Romans the 13th chapter, all right, that you have to abide by every law of the land. Yes, you have to do what the powers to be. Don't pay your taxes, don't run red lights, and don't go out here defrauding people and committing murders. All right. Yes, you do have to obey the laws of the land, but you obey the laws of the land till you can't. All right, until you can't. And we're not going to be able to obey the laws of the land when it comes to this mark of the beast, when it's put on our platforms. All right. So we're going to be deemed outlaws, man. We're going to be outlawed from society because we're not getting that mark of the beast. All right. Abaratazai, we those men.
We can describe scenario number 1 as hard totalitarianism and scenario number 2 as soft totalitarianism.
All right, and both of them are going to get implemented. You are going to have hard totalitarianism because the scriptures tell us that a lot of us are going to that a number of us is going to get beheaded. All right, let's prove it. Let me go to that scripture. Matthew. Why does it keep doing this? Salakia. It's more than one way to skin a cat, though. All right. Blue letter in the Bible not going to trip. All right. I'm going to go down to the 20th verse. Matthew 10 and 20. Okay, I'm going to start at verse 17. But beware of men, for they would deliver you up to the councils, and they would scourge you in those synagogues. See, we're going to go to these government officials, okay? All right? The Lord has a number of men that are going to be martyrs, all right? And you know, The scriptures can't be broken. So in this final hour, you're going to have men that are going to be martyrs. They're going to go before these heads of states. All right. And here verse 18 goes into that. And you shall be bought before governors, kings for my sake, for a testimony against the Gentiles. So some brothers are going to go to these concentration camps. All right. What he calls hard totalitarianism. Some brothers going to get tortured and get their heads decapitated off their bodies. Okay. Verse 19. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what you shall speak, for it shall be given to you in that same hour what you shall speak. For it's not you that speak, but the spirit of your Father which is in you, which is for the spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. All right. So we're gonna be bought before these government officials, these senators. All right, these Congress. They're gonna take some of us to Capitol Hill and hold court with us and condemn us to death, man. Okay, so there will be what this guy is calling hard totalitarianism. All right.
There are big differences between them, but in the end, you arrive at the same place: submission and silence. To grasp the threat of totalitarianism, hard or soft, it's important to understand exactly what it means. According to the famous political scholar Hannah Arendt, a totalitarian society is one in which an ideology seeks to displace all prior traditions and institutions.
All right. And this is what she said. Let him finish talking.
With the goal of bringing all aspects of society under control of that ideology. The state literally defines and controls reality. Truth. The state literally under control of that ideology.
All right. A totalitarian society is one. This is from some devil named Hannah Arendt. A totalitarian society is one in which the ideology seeks to displace all prior traditions, institutions, with the goal of bringing all aspects of the society under control. All right. Now let's go back to Revelation 13. All right. And what did it say? All right. That's the image. Okay. That's the image. What we just read, that definition. All right. And it reads in verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. And that's what the image of the beast is. All right. The image of the beast is philosophies, ideologies. All right. To control your mind with the traditions. All right. And institutions with the goal of bringing all aspects of society under control. So it's all about changing your ideology and making you conform to the new world order mindset. All right. That's what the image of the beast is. When you're conforming to philosophies. All right. The government, he's about to break it down. He's about to break it down better than what I could say. He's about to tell you exactly how it works.
The state literally defines and controls reality. Truth is whatever the rulers decide it is. These rulers might say something like, men can have babies.
You see, that's conforming to the image of the beast. You could conform to the image of the beast and don't even have the chip. But when you, for a lot of people, for most people that conform to the image of the beast, is going to compel them to go get the mark of the beast. Okay. And this is what the image of the beast does. It controls your mindset. It pollutes and darkens your thought process. Like you said, the system says, if the beast system says a man can get pregnant, what doggone going it, a man can get pregnant. And that's how this shows you that the so-called white man is Satan, because he's adverse to the law, statutes, and commandments that Yahweh Shem Shah put in the earth to govern the peoples of the earth. Okay.
Or skin color is more important than character. Or the American Revolution was fought not for freedom, but to protect the colonists' slave interest. Or those who resist a vaccine mandate are enemies of the people.
You see, that's the image of the beast. And a lot of our people fell for that vaccine mandate. All right. They coined the people that didn't get non-vaxxers, and they had a lot of ill things to say about them. All right, because they didn't want to do what? Conform to the image of the beast. You had rational thinking people that was like, nah, man, we're not about to go get this poison. All right. Fuck what they saying on the news. Fuck what this beast is saying. We don't know if this poison is is some conjured up potion to make us sicker than we already are. You know, we've been having these plagues of AIDS and cancer, and now you tell me we got a plague that that is 10 times worse than all the plagues that's been here in our lifetime, and you got a antidote for it in 6 months? No, it don't work like that. You see, and that's another thing the image of the beast does. It takes away your critical and analytical thinking capacity. Okay, once you start conforming to everything you see on the news, it takes away your critical thinking skills. You don't even ask intelligent questions. You just go with it, and you just pollute it. All right, and that wine inflames you. All right, you just total void of judgment. All right, you don't know how to research, read something. You know, you don't have a spirit of prudence anymore. You're just a zombie. That's what the beast system does. It zombifies you mentally.
And insist that you not only believe it, but affirm it. If you don't, you might lose your job, your business, and your good name.
You see, and that goes hand in hand with 13 and 15. What does it say? What does it says? And he had power to give image to the beast, that the image of the beast would both speak and cause that many, and that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So, like he said, you got soft totalitarianism and hard totalitarianism. All right, like he said. All right, if you don't want to conform, if you don't want to submit, we'll take away your livelihood. So how are you going to live? All right. You're not going to be able to drive a car. You're not going to be able to have a license. Okay. You're not be able to go in the store and buy anything to eat. You're going to be ostracized from society. And that's what the scriptures say. He that didn't want to conform to the philosophies of the beast, the same should be killed. You're killed when you're when you're exiled from society. When you can't hook up to the grid and get your livelihood, all right, that's a death. How are you going to survive? How are you going to get your food, water, and raiment, the essentials that you need to live? How are you going to go get your toothpaste? All right. How are you going to get your mouthwash? How are you going to get your deodorant? All right. Well, how are you going to get the towels you need to bathe? You can't get nothing. All right. So what are you? You're dead. You're dead if the Most High is not with you. Okay.
That dystopian future, of course, is now.
Yes.
And we're only at the beginning of this process. Where does it lead? To less freedom, that much we know. Again, no guns, no violence. We just go along. Nobody kicks the door down. We open the door and invite them in. The more information the government has about you, and the more the tech sector can see what you're doing and saying online, the easier it is to monitor your behavior. How long before the government creates a digital profile of each citizen?
It's already created. All right. They have a digital footprint of everybody. That's why when certain people commit crimes, all right, what does this government do? Follows their digital footprint. They follow the last time you used your credit card, the last time you logged into one of your social media accounts. When they look at what you got to understand, when you use your card, that is radio frequency identification chip technology. So what it is, if you go use your credit card at some store, they know your whereabouts. All right. If you have a cell phone and they hit one of them towers, they know where you at 24 hours out the day. All right. So if you go on a run, what you got to do with that digital footprint, you got to throw all your technology and your credit cards away. All right. To get off grid. Okay. Now, when they do this put this chip on all platforms, all right, and make these 15-minute cities, man, you don't even have a place to run and hide, my nigga. Okay, like they really gonna have tighten up, and this so-called white man is gonna be like a demigod. Okay, the only people don't get it twisted. You're gonna have Edomites, like these whistleblowers that these doomsday prepper communities. They're gonna try to go underground and stay away from society and try to hoard up resources and wait things out and live disconnected from the grid. That's not going to work because the Lord is not with them. Okay. And the only ones that's going to be successfully off the grid. No matter where they are, the Lord is going to be with them. It's his elect men, the household of faith, man, the men that the Lord is dealing with. Okay, because like he just said, that society is here. It's here. All right, it's just not hit full throttle. But hey, in the coming days, it's going to be full throttle. Life as you know it is going to change. It's going to be nothing like it is now. They're going to do away with this system that's in play right now. They're going to do away with this money system that's in play right now. Okay, and it's going to be they're going to roll out a whole nother government system, like the government system that the so-called founding fathers laid out. That constitution is going to be totally done away with, and they're going to roll out a new constitution, and it's going to be 100%, without a doubt, totalitarian society. You're not even going to be able to have free thought. You're not going to be able to be unique. You're going to have to conform to whatever the government say do. All right, they're going to tell you what to dress. They're going to say you can only wear 3 outfits. The brother down here, you're right. He always bring out this article where they even going to tell you what outfits you can wear. All right, when that UBI, the universal basic income, is implemented, man, they're going to feed you. All right, you're not even going to be able to just go to the store and get whatever you want, man. Okay.
And how would the government use that profile? It might go like this. If you do socially positive things as defined by the government, nothing really changes. You can do whatever you want. Maybe you're even rewarded for good behavior, a faster internet connection, preferred medical treatment, or even the best seats at a concert. If you do socially negative things, again, as defined by the government, you lose privileges. You're pushed to the margins of society. You become a non-person. Sound far-fetched? It shouldn't.
No, it's not. It's in the Bible. All right, that's Revelation 13 and 15, man. Okay, then what it say? Those that did not conform to the image of the beast were killed. All right, so you're going to be ostracized from society. It don't mean you have to be a literal head cut off. You just pushed out of society and you have no way of living. Okay?
It's happening right now in China. It happened in Russia and Eastern Europe not that long ago. Talk to anyone who lived behind the Iron Curtain, and they will tell you we are headed down a dangerous road. No, you say, it can't happen here in the land of the free and the home of the brave. I wouldn't be so sure. Ronald Reagan famously observed that freedom can be lost in a single generation. That's because the human inclination is not toward liberty, but security. Freedom is a value, not an instinct.
See, you say freedom is not about liberty, it's about security. So that lets you know right there that they're going to come with some type of false flag. All right, that's how you get order out of chaos. All right, they're going to say they're going to do something to say that American security is not being upheld, and they're going to do something like they did in 9/11. It's going to be this one that they're going to do is going to be huge. All right, it's going to be huge, and in the name of security, they're going to take away your so-called civil liberties. All right, your so-called constitutional rights. They're going to take it away. All right, so we know a T attack is on the horizon. That's basically what that guy is saying, without saying it.
It entails personal responsibility and risk. Security requires little risk and little personal responsibility, so it comes with little freedom. That's why every new generation must be taught the supreme importance of freedom and develop the strength of character to maintain it. Of course, the people who want to take away our freedom say they're doing it in the name of compassion for the many victims of oppression. Unlike the Bolsheviks of the old Soviet Union, the left of today's America gets its way not by shedding blood, but by shedding tears. Don't be fooled. The objective is always the same: submission and silence. So, how do we stop the drift towards soft totalitarianism? This is not an easy question, but we can create a base from which we can start to act. Let it be this. You may not have the strength to stand up in public and say what you really believe, but you can at least refuse to affirm what you do not believe. You cannot overthrow this soft totalitarianism on your own. But if enough of us find within ourselves, our families, and our communities the means and the courage to live in the dignity of truth, no matter what it costs, we can keep America free. Otherwise, we will learn how easy it is to become a totalitarian country, soft or hard.
And America will be both a soft and hard totalitarian system. And if you don't submit to the image of the beast and conform to it, you're going to die, soft or hard. All right. You can get the hard, what they're going to do to prophets, kill you. And there's going to be a lot of whistleblowers they're going to kill. Or you could be the soft, where they just ostracize you from society. Okay. And they did it in the ancient world. This is, let me get that precept. I don't know what's going on here. Second time it did it. I'm about to find another Bible engine if we got to keep doing it like this. All right. All right. This is First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 15, and it reads, In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city of Modern to make them sacrifice. You see, and this is going to be what the government is going to do. The government is going to make you any philosophy, any religion, any of your religious beliefs you have. All right, the new constitution is going to tell you you can't do those things anymore, and you're going to have to do what the king, follow the king's commandments, the government's commandments. Okay. All right. And it said that the king's officers compelled the people to revolt. All right. So that's what this government is going to do. It's going to tell people you can't, they're going to outlaw the Bible. You Christians, you can't follow the scriptures anymore. Okay. They're going to say you can't follow Islam anymore. They're going to do all these things. All right. Like they did in the ancient world. All right. And they're going to compel you to sacrifice. All right. They're going to make you submit to their new government enterprise. Okay. And it reads, and when many of Israel came to them, Matthias also and his son came together. Then answered the king officers and said to Matthias on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as the heathen have done, yeah, and the men of Judah also. So now this is what they're doing. They're telling him to conform to the image of the beast. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same thing going on. And such as remain in Jerusalem. So shall thou and thy house be the number of the king's friends, and thou children shall be honored with gold and silver and many rewards. All right. Now that's the same thing this guy is saying on this clip. Let me find it. All right. That's the same thing he said that the government is going to do when you conform to the image. Okay. Where is it? Where he said they're going to give you the little perks. All right, here we go. All right. Here you go right here. Now listen, what I just read and listen to what he said on the video.
Positive things as defined by the government, nothing really changes.
Wait, let me go.
And how would the government use that profile? It might go like this. If you do socially positive things as defined by the government, nothing really changes. You can do whatever you want. Maybe you're even rewarded for good behavior. A faster internet connection, preferred medical treatment, or even the best seats at a concert. If you do socially negative,
you see, and that's the same thing that's going on right here. What they tried to do, Matthias. What did they tell him? Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment. That's that image of the beast, like as the heathen have done. Yeah, the men of Judah also, and such as remain in Jerusalem, so that thy house may be in the number of the king's friends. All right. He's going to reward you for being a what? a heathen, defiling, defiling yourself, all right, and submitting to heathenistic customs. And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. You see, all right, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that happened to our people during the time of the Greeks. Then Matthias, that's why things written aforetime is written for our learning. Then Matthias answered and spake with a loud voice. Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and that most of humanity is going to submit and bow before the image of the beast, okay? Most people are going to get their chip and fall away, everyone from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments. Yet will I and my sons and my brother walk in the covenant of our fathers, all right? Now, when you do that, all right, and you don't submit, all right, they're going to behead some people, and they're going to ostracize you from society, okay? That's their new world order. That's going to be the penalty for not conforming, all right? That goes back to Revelation 13 and 14 and 15, Salakia. Yahweh forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances, all right? And this goes into Revelation, the 2nd chapter, to be found faithful unto death, all right? Before you go get the Quran and submit to the image of the beast, what do? You die. You be ready to die, okay? We will not hearken to the words of the king from our religion, either on the right hand or the left, okay? But that's the same thing, man. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just going to be intensified in this final hour because of this devil's technology that he has, all right? He really going to lock this place down, man. He's going to lock it all the way down. Oh, no. Yeah, it's doing it one too many times. I have to give me another app. Fuck me, verify it, man. This is foul. Ain't even get my precepts, man. You know what? Get it away. This ain't it. It's not done. But let's see. What? All right. So with that, I would rather decide this was edifying to the hearers. I'm gonna give infinite honors to my heavenly Father, my great King, Yahweh Bashim Shah, Bashim Harakakadash, double honors to all the apostles and other bishops, a great millstone. A salutation to my fellow laborers in the Mashak Yahweh Shah. Kwam Yasharala Baba Baal Shalom.